will tighter restrictions work to slow the spread of COVID-19?
Well, like in restaurants, I mean, some restaurants are doing a good job, but I see some restaurants are still, it's quite full, and they're not really following the protocols of distancing and having partitions and for the people who's in the restaurant.
I think people taking their own personal approach to it and just showing kind of decency to their fellow humans, they'll be a lot better than government control, in my opinion.
I think that people have to be aware of what they can do and stay apart from each other, stay in your own bubble, and as well as wear masks in common areas, definitely.
I don't think so. No. Once it's here, so I think no.
Depends on what we're restricting. I think restrictions worked so far. We have to be very careful in terms of what we are doing, in terms of what we how restrictions are rolled out. But it all depends on what's meant by the tighter restriction.
I believe it will flatten the curve, but I think in order to completely get rid of COVID is if we find a vaccine. And I believe they're working on that. And hopefully by next year will be improved. But I know that if we social distance and we sanitize, wash our hands, wear masks, it really benefits us all.
I think it would be self-imposed tighter restrictions. I think, don't go to a wedding with 250 people. A small gathering, you're still just as married. I think it's a self-imposed restrictions that we have to worry about. The government can't do it all. We the people, have to do some of it.
I don't think so. I think at this point in time, the people that are doing what they're doing, the people that are not doing anything, are not going to do anything. They're never going to be taught anything.
We don't let people in who are suspect, who may be a threat. So we're fortunate to be on an island, and a total ban, it would have to be total and for a limited length of time, but whether it's practical to do that, I'm sure I don't know.
I think we did enough at the beginning to prevent it. As long as now, if we stay in this bubble McNeil's talked about, for Nova Scotia anyway, I think we'll be okay. I don't know what the other provinces are doing, like for Quebec and Ontario. They're the ones that seem like they're really suffering, as long as we can't travel there and they can't travel here without tight restrictions, I think we'll be okay. I don't think we need, as the Atlantic provinces, actually internally, I don't think we need to do anything more.
I think so. Yeah, I think we need to be kept down pretty much. Of course, it's nice to be an island. Are you from here? Yeah, see, if you're an island surrounded by water, it's very good. But I think certainly for places where they have a high density of people, you have to be real careful.
Well, it seems like everybody's getting fatigued with staying home and trying to do the right thing. I mean, we're lucky here in Newfoundland that the population is sparse and diverse and spread out. I think that's the only thing that's saving us here. When you look at Montreal and Ottawa, Toronto, it's the population numbers that are just causing. There's no way of continually separating yourself from humanity. It doesn't seem like it's possible.
It's a balancing act because you can't shut down our economy. So I think they need to do a better job of testing, have faster testing available, shut down, I guess, not shut down, but limit or restrict or have additional testing in airports and flights and things like that. Here in Newfoundland, we're, I believe, doing a very good job, but most of the cases we have right now are for travel.
Depends on the restrictions. I think international travel is a big issue. I agree with my husband, what he said about if your population is sparse, it's a lot easier to deal with. I feel bad for people in very densely populated cities where it's almost impossible to stay 6 feet apart. It's just ridiculous. I don't know what the answer is, really. I don't.
My nurse girlfriend says yes, so I'm going to say yes as well. But I think certainly listen to the medical experts would be the best option.
I think the people can be responsible enough on their own without these extra rules. I think these rules are going to, well, you're downtown, you see how decimated it is. Businesses are closing everywhere, and no, I think it's an overreaction, personally.
It should slow the spread because we are still investigating. We don't know what's going on, whatever. So we do have to take the precaution. We don't know what it is. We don't know what's happening. So unless we take precaution, things are going to get worse and worse.
I think until people start truly accepting the fact that the restrictions are being put in place with good reason, they're not just being done to impede your daily life, it's not going to matter.
It's based on science. It's not something which is disinformation or wishful thinking, I would say. So it's, science tells it. I believe in that.